So let us learn applications of HPLC. So after this session, the student will be able to explain the qualitative and quantitative applications of HPLC, explain the concepts and solve the mathematical problems based on retention time, corrected retention time, capacity factor and resolution. What do you think must be applications of HPLC? Take a pause and think what could be the applications of HPLC. So applications of HPLC are of two types. It can be used for qualitative analysis as well as it can be used for the quantitative analysis. When we say qualitative analysis, it is for the identification purpose. When we say quantitative analysis, it is for finding out the quantity of the substance. So qualitative analysis is based on the determination and comparison of retention time of the peak that is obtained in HPLC, and quantitative analysis is based on either the peak height or peak area and its comparison with that of the sample. Now let us understand the process of separation in HPLC. So have a look at this. Let us consider it is a C18 column, that is reverse phase column. Now mobile phase will start moving from one end of the column and this is the detector response. Now depending upon the component's affinity towards the stationary phase, that is now since the stationary phase is C18 column, it is reverse phase in nature, we can see the bands are moving and they will be reaching the detector. Okay, now we can see from the diagram this blue colored band is moving at a faster rate. So this indicates that it is maximum polar compound because the stationary phase is C18, which is reverse phase in nature, which is non-polar in nature, and the blue band is moving at a faster rate. This indicates that there is higher affinity of the yellow band and very less affinity for the blue band. Now when this blue band will reach the detector, whenever it reaches the detector, we will be getting the chromatogram with a peak. So HPLC chromatogram, whenever it is taken, it appears something like this. So here on the x-axis we have time in minutes and on the y-axis it is the detector signal. Now here I have not written absorbance or any other specific response because response can be measured anything. So it is written as detector signal. Now look at this time which is indicated by TR. It is the time taken for the sample component from its point of injection to reach the detector. This is called as retention time. Okay, let us say for this particular exam, when we are studying this chromatogram, retention time is 8 minutes. Now just have a look at the sample spot or at the spot indicated by S. Now here also something is separated. Now dear students, do remember the separation or movement of the sample component across the column is possible with the help of mobile phase. So whatever 8 minutes the sample has taken to reach from its point of application to the detector, some part every component or some time every component will take, because that is the time required for mobile phase to travel from one end of the column to the other end of the column. This is called as dead time. In simple words, it is the time taken by the mobile phase to travel from its point of injection to the end of the column, and every substance whichever is separated on the column will spend this time in the mobile phase. So if I have to find out the exact time taken by my sample to reach the detector, it is given by the term corrected retention time. So 8 minutes was the time taken by the sample. 1 minute is the date time, that is the time taken by the mobile phase to reach from the starting of the column to the end of the column. So corrected retention time will be TR minus T0, that is actual retention time, divided by dead time will give me corrected retention time. So retention time, it is the time taken by the solute from its point of injection to its detection. Date time is the time taken by the mobile phase to travel across the column, which is given by T0. Adjusted or corrected retention time is the actual time taken by the sample to travel across the column. So it is given as retention time minus date time, and the corrected retention time is given as TR minus T0. Date time can be determined by injecting any species with zero activity for the column and determining its retention time. So retention time, the time taken by the sample component to reach the detector. There are number of factors which affect this retention time. So first factor is the capacity factor of the stationary phase for the compound. It is related to the affinity of the stationary phase towards the compound. In simple words, it is the ability of the stationary phase to hold the component and is denoted by K. Higher value of K indicates higher affinity and it will give me higher retention time. Lower value of K indicates lower affinity and will give lower retention time. This K, or the capacity factor, is calculated by using the formula corrected retention time divided by date time. Now let's learn something by doing one activity. A mixture of compounds A and B was separated on HPLC column. An unretained species was eluted at 1 minute. Components A and B were eluted at 7 minutes and 10 minutes respectively. So calculate corrected retention times for A and B and capacity factor of the stationary phase for A and B. So corrected retention time for A is 7 minus 1, that is 6 minutes, and capacity is 6 divided by 1, that is 6 minutes. And corrected retention time for B is 10 minus 1, that is 9 minutes, and the capacity factor for B is 9, next two peaks. Now let us do another activity using the same concept. The following data are for a normal phase HPLC column. Length of the column is 30 centimeters. An unretained species was eluted at 1.3 minutes. The retention times for species X and Y were 6.3 and 8.4 minutes respectively. If peak widths at the base for peaks X and Y are 8 mm respectively, 8 mm and 10 mm respectively, calculate resolution between X and Y, capacity factor for compound X and capacity factor for compound Y. So the data from the previous problem is length of the column 30 centimeters, T0 is 1.3 minutes, TRX is 6.3 and TRY is 8.4. Width for X is 8 millimeters and for Y is 10 millimeters. So with the formula 2 into bracket delta T divided by W1 plus W2, the answer comes to be 0.2333. Now for capacity factor, we have to consider the corrected retention time. So it is given by corrected retention time divided by the dead time. So capacity factor for compound X is 3.8461 and capacity factor for compound Y is 5.4615. So to summarize, today we have seen the retention time, the concept of corrected retention time, date time, capacity factor and resolution. We have also solved problems based on the above. So in the next session we will study concept of selectivity factor, number of plates and HETP.